Hey, what's up you guys? We're back in my basement. Let me take these off because of the glare. So, it finally happened to me with the Jollylook. Now this is kind of a bonus video. I was kind of mad about it, but I figured it out and I want to help you guys with it as well. So the Jollylook in a lot of videos has a fatal flaw. It's something that I've seen a lot of people run into in the videos or discussing on the Facebook page, and the flaw is you get completely non-exposed photos or super overexposed photos. And I was really frustrated when it happened to me, but I figured out why, and I figured out the fix for it, and that's what we're gonna go over right now. So this little piece of paper here, this is the fatal flaw. This is the Achilles tendon. So in my very first video, I was all excited about how the curtain system worked. This is the curtain. So what I found was, as I was opening it, the curtain wasn't locking in place up top. So the way the curtain works is the shutter fits around the shutter, and it comes up, and then when you fire, this is supposed to stay in place and the shutter's supposed to drop, exposing the photo. And it wasn't moving. So I found that I could move this physically on my own, so I reached out to Jollylook and I asked them how to remove the shutter. They sent me a video. I'm gonna kind of give you an idea. I do have film in here right now, so I'm not gonna tear it completely apart, but I will show you the steps in order to do so, to remove this. This is the fatal flaw. So you push your button on top and you open it up. And you pull your camera, your bellows out, essentially. So what you'll do is, as you can see down here, how it's locked in there, you'll remove the rubber band from that piece of cardboard. Then as you can see, that flap comes up and the rubber band is on that piece of hardened cardboard, and you take it off of that one as well. I'm not going to do that because I have film in here, but after you remove it from that piece of cardboard below, you'll actually remove your weight and you'll push down on this and it'll push the shutter down through there, and you're able to actually pull the shutter out completely. And I'll show a picture of what the shutter looks like, and I'll show a picture of what the shutter looks like with the curtain in there, and you just remove this completely. This is the fatal flaw that causes it to overexpose or underexpose. It overexposes when this gets stuck up, because when you go to load your shutter, it overexposes it with light, and then it underexposes when this gets stuck on the shutter itself and doesn't allow any light in at all. So I'm going to go ahead, and it is kind of tricky to do. So I'm actually going to snap, and this will be all put together, and we'll talk about how to shoot it and load it. Voila, it's all put back together. Now that you've removed this though, you can't cock it on any f-stop without it exposing. Now I played around with it for a while without film in it in order to find out the proper place to cock it. And what I found was, between pinhole and f64, and actually I will show you because I will open up the lens so you can see in there, it's set so no light is going to get in there. What I found is this will actually expose a photo properly still without a light leak or without it being underexposed, all by removing this. Now, the way I've been shooting with it since I did that is I will put it between pinhole and f64. That way neither of them are visible on my wheel, like so. I'll actually cover the lens with my hand just to ensure there is no light leak, and I'll actually pull up and lock my shutter. Now once my shutter is locked and it is thoroughly covered with the bottom side of the shutter, the actual aperture, I'll go through and choose my aperture, whether it's f8, f11, f16, or whatever aperture I'm going to use, and I'll fire it as normal. Now before I even go through and spin the crank, I'll put it back between f64 and pinhole, so that when I'm ready for my next shot, or so that way I don't forget when I load up the next shot and I get ready, cover it with my hand, I pull up on the shutter, and I've had no issues with this camera since switching to that system. So yeah, I was slightly annoyed that the big Jollylook problem had happened to me. But after playing around with it and experimenting and finding this is the fatal flaw, I went ahead and removed it and was able to get the camera to function as designed for the most part. Again, it was designed so you could be able to cock the shutter at any f-stop, but you can't allow light in when you don't want it in. So between pinhole and f64, you can cock it without any light leak coming in, especially with your hand over there as an extra little bit of blockage. It's a small design flaw, but again, for something with so little material used, I can't knock it too much because the camera does work flawlessly without this piece, and it is a quick 5-minute fix. It's something you're gonna have to do eventually anyways because the shutter is ran by rubber bands and you have to pull the shutter out in order to put a another rubber band in it. So thank you again so much for joining me. I hope this helps you guys with your cameras or any fixes you need. So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns about the camera, let me know. Leave a comment below. You can email me, you can message me on my Facebook, which is be linked down below, and you can message me on Instagram, which will also be linked down below. I can answer any questions I can. I'm still pretty new to this camera, so I'll help out where I can, and if not, I will try to work through and troubleshoot with you. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notifications. Again, this is a midweek kind of bonus episode. I will have a full review on the camera this weekend. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night.